Welcome to Mindful Leadership, Transforming Lives, with your host, Singh. This is where leadership meets purpose, presence, and passion. In today's fast paced, high pressure world, we face a leadership crisis. Too often, teams are led by managers who lack empathy, clarity, and vision, leaving individuals uninspired, disconnected, and undervalued. But it doesn't have to be this way. Great leadership isn't born, it's built. The end game: empower your leadership, inspire the world. Every week, join me, your host Singh, as we tackle the gaps in leadership and life coaching head on, learning how mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and compassion can redefine success. This isn't just another podcast, it's a mission to fill the void left by ineffective leadership. And it's not just about leadership in business. Life coaching for leaders and new executives is at heart of this journey. Ready to rise above the noise and lead with clarity, purpose, and impact? Join a global movement dedicated to reshaping the future of leadership one mindful moment at a time. Let's begin.
So at this point, I am so convinced I have to get one of these jobs. Should I be taking it resilience? Should I be taking it balance, or should I be taking looking at calm? Guys, this is phenomenal. This product line, I'm telling you, if I was in their shoes, I would want to get in there and get as much experience that these two ladies. So, Dr. Lisa, very quickly, the science of bioenergetics teaching, right? Conventional medicine, the concept being adopted is too slow. So, why does it matter right now in 2026 much more than it has ever mattered before?
We used to live in small communities where you had a family practice doctor, the town doctor, and that town doctor knew everybody in the town and everybody knew the doctor, and it was personal. You had relationships outside of the practice of medicine. It was a community. And somewhere along the way, we increased in population. We've grown. I mean, the population on this planet right now is bigger than it's ever been. And that personal attention and those personal relationships have fallen away unless you're having some concierge doctor, come to your home and that person knows you intimately, all the ins and outs and everything. I mean, you go to your doctor nowadays and it's not their fault because they set out with a mission to help people. That's what doctors do. They help people, but they're given 15 minutes for you to come in and ramble off all your symptoms. Then they have to try to make sense of it. And what they do is they either schedule your surgery or write you a prescription. And it's the time has come. And I mean, I've been saying this for a long time, and I know a lot of people have. And I really, really think medicine is finally getting there. I'm so excited for what the future holds because I see it so clearly. But Eastern and Western medicine will unite, and it will be a whole body approach. The whole person, mind, body, spirit, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual aspects will all be considered because if your mind is driving you crazy, your emotions are driving you crazy, you're in anger, you're in resentment, you're in self-pity, you're not seeing the positive, your environment is toxic. And anyway, the environment is becoming more and more toxic with things like Wi-Fi and stress levels that have gone through the roof that have really become the new norm. I mean, this is not the new norm. And if we want change, then this is what we need. We need an integrative approach to health, considering all these aspects, teaching people to become more aware or more conscious of what they put on and in their bodies, to have more grace or compassion and hold space for the healing of others instead of being reactionary. It's
Well,
easy to be reactionary. it's a lot harder to sit with what you're really feeling and process that and then show up for others in the world. And when we start learning to do those things, health will naturally improve because we'll decrease our stress, which is the leading cause of dis-ease. Just decreasing stress. So to answer your question, Singh, calm is our superhero. You said, which drop do I take? Look, here I'm at my desk. This sits on
All
my
time,
desk.
all
I
time.
know. Look, I've got mine here, right here.
Hey,
It's the
I'm not
go-to.
kidding. I got mine here too. Where it is, right here. The
Yeah.
first line.
I mean, right there.
It's
That's it.
the go-to. And I mean, it's one drop at a time. If you're having severe stress, just take 2 drops. It can't hurt. You can, if you have a real severe problem, you can take 2 drops 3 times a day. You can take more. You can't
I
overdose
will,
on it. And there
no,
are no contraindications. So it works with whatever else you're already using or taking.
so Dr. Lisa, I'll share my personal experience. Stuck in Dubai for 3 nights. I had 2 of these bottles, and when you yourself looked at my order I gave, right? I actually used one of these things with at least 15 people, drop at a time,
Uh,
to get them under pressure. Anyway, we're going to have a couple of more sessions with these beautiful friends of mine. But before we go there, I have got one last question. And as always, mindful leadership, challenging leaders for fire round questions before we go there. Um, we are going to have a couple of more sessions. We cannot unpack enough for my audience, and I will respect you guys to come back. But before we do that, every week, correct me, you guys host the C3 podcast, right? Code Conscious Conversations.
yes.
So you guys are covering consciousness living, personal growth, holistic wellness, biohacking, technology. I can keep going on and on and on. The more I listen to it, I'm like, why did you limit yourself to that genre? But that's not the question. The question is, what was hosting a weekly podcast taught you about leadership and communication? And the bigger question, did the two of you get in a conflict on a particular subject matter to be discussed in a particular?
You can answer that, Lisa.
Oh boy. You know, I just am not good at some things that Wendy is really good at. And I can't keep up. My brain doesn't operate the way her brain operates. I operate differently. And unfortunately, it pisses her off in a huge way. And then I have to experience and endure her wrath, which I try to tell myself, don't take it personal. Okay, this is Wendy's pattern. She's having a moment. Give her the grace, give her compassion. Because believe me, especially this morning, I wanted to blast her back. And I had to really sit with how I was feeling. And I put it all down on paper and I didn't share it with her because I had to get what I was feeling out of my body because otherwise it was going to destroy our friendship and our partnership because I was effing pissed. And this is just it. You can have the best partner in the world. You're still going to have days where something triggers you or something doesn't go right. And you have to decide, how are you going to respond to that? And I value our relationship. I value our friendship. And so thank God I didn't send it because we probably wouldn't even be on this podcast right now.
No, we would have. We would have still been on the podcast. We would have.
So for my director and my listeners, this is where I always keep going back to purpose factor assessment. A simple assessment, it takes less than 20 minutes. It shows you the path forward. Now we are turning into our fire round. And I will give a choice who goes first. This is how it's going to play. When we have 2 guests, I give a choice who goes first, and then the third set is for both of you together. 5 questions each. Who wants to go first?
You go.
All right. I'll go first. Look how she throws me under the bus.
Oh, no. She
You
might be buying time for herself, not
She just
trying
wants
to
to,
get
she just wants to see how this goes first. So she's all prepared. It's
I know.
okay.
Actually, I should go first because sometimes she has better answers.
You want to beat that or you want to do it yourself first?
I don't care who goes first. You pick.
Okay, Dr. Lisa, why don't we start with you then?
All right.
Because
All right.
you're the brain, and then we go to the emotions. Dr. Lisa, complete the sentence. Before I built code, I believed healing was about dash. Now I know it's about dash.
I don't think anything changed. Honestly, I knew that healing comes from within. And even though code is a product, it's made of what that you are made out of, salt water and energy.
One word that describes how you lead: visionary, intuitive, fierce, or quantum.
Intuitively.
Awesome. That most shaped your understanding of consciousness and healing, if there was one.
Yeah. Well, there was 3 trips to India, and that really, for me, was life-changing.
If there is one morning ritual that is non-negotiable, what is it?
Moving the body and meditating, it's all part of, preparing for the day.
If your PhD had a subtitle that described your life philosophy, what would it say?
Manage the mind and follow the heart.
I'm going to take that to grave. Uh, the one thing people underestimate about power of the body's energetic system.
They underestimate the body's innate wisdom, the intelligence that we are designed with.
Interesting. Quantum health or Kundalini yoga coaching. If you could only teach one for rest of your life, which wins?
They overlap. So even when I was teaching Kundalini yoga, I was bringing in these quantum elements into my class. So I think that's the answer. They hold hands very well together.
So, last question, one word or one sentence. The biggest misconception people have about holistic medicine.
Is that it's woo-woo. It's not
Yeah.
woo-woo. It's scientific.
Beautifully said. All right, Miss Wendy, are you ready for your turn?
I'm ready.
All right. It follows the same question set, but a different question for you now. Complete this. I left law because I realized my real calling was.
Helping people.
Lawyer brain or entrepreneur heart. Which one runs the show at the core?
Lawyer brain or
Entrepreneurial heart.
entrepreneurial heart for sure.
One word that describes how you lead: connector, strategist, translator, or disruptor.
Connector.
The most complex concept, one word or one sentence answer. The most complex concept you ever had to make simple, and how did you do it?
It's the concept of how code works. And it is as simple as explaining to someone that instead of taking a chemical-based drug that suppresses the symptoms, why not try something that is non-toxic, drug-free, and all natural that works with your body? And when I say it that way, the thing that I conclude it with is, why would you want to have side effects from things that are toxic or poisoning your body when you can use your body's own innate wisdom to heal itself?
I actually have an extending question on that. What is one thing a great leader does that most people think as a sign of weakness? It comes from your answer right there. What is one thing a great leader does that most people think is a sign of weakness? I made that question out of your statement.
I think one of the greatest things that a leader can do is actually, it's not the answer that you're looking for, but one of the greatest things that I believe a leader can do is admit that they are wrong.
Beautiful. That's where I was going. That's the conundrum that we always live in. We know what we are doing and what is possible, and then you will not know what is possible till you do what you know what you do, right?
Exactly.
So, what does success look like for Code Health in 5 years?
Oh, Lisa and I are going to be on some island somewhere. No. Success is actually that Code will be a household name. And when someone goes to the drugstore or to the supermarket or even to the airport and they see a litany of products, our products on each shelf, depending on what that product does, will be sitting right there next to it. And people will be reaching for our products before they'll be reaching for anything else because of the safety and efficacy of them.
Beautifully said. So, I want you to speak, both of you, 60 seconds, both of you. I want you to speak directly to the listeners who needs the most right now. Maybe there is someone who has been told there's nothing else that can be done, right? Maybe there is a leader running on empty and whose body is screaming for something just different. Maybe they have been searching for something beyond prescription. What do you want to say to that person right now?
Don't give up on yourself. It's so easy to not feel well and get caught up in despair and anguish and those negative emotions. Your doctors may even not have an answer. It may be that grave. But don't quit on yourself, because there may be a solution and maybe nobody is seeing it. But for me, it's about connecting to source every single day and asking for my divine to guide me through life, to give me the compassion that I need, to give me the grace that I need, and especially to give me the peace that I need, because the life is raw. Things happen that are unexplainable and unexpected, and it's easy to turn around and blame and resent. But when you can take responsibility for your mind, your body, and your spirit, and not give up on looking for a solution and pray to your higher self for that solution, the solution will come. And even if the solution is death, it's just the beginning.
I don't call it death, I call it liberation. Liberation from self, from
That's right.
self-consciousness, from this material stuff.
Right. So
Beautifully
there's nothing
said.
to be afraid of.
Beautifully said. Wendy, would you like to add anything to it?
Well, Lisa got spiritual and philosophical. And when you asked that question, I leaned more into the idea that I don't believe that people are aware that there are alternatives. You had asked when someone, you know, thinks that there are only certain things that they're able to do for their body, medication, traditional medicine. There are so many things, and it really is what I talked about, going back to the basics of everything. And thousands of years ago, people were healing without taking medication and synthetic drugs. And it's not to say that these are not advancements, because there are very important drugs that have been created. But with that being said, what we are trying to do is, our mission is to really empower people to understand the importance of what they put on and in their bodies. And there are alternatives. And just going back to the very basics of mindset. And if you have a clear mind and your nervous system is in balance, so many other things that are arising as symptoms resolve themselves. So the first and most important thing is to get, balanced within your mind. I mean, we can talk hours about that.
Yeah. Mind management is the most important thing.
Yeah, we're going to have a couple of more sessions on this.
Mhm.
Dr. Lisa Piper and Wendy Cohn-Osborne. The Code Girls, my good friends, thank you from bottom of my heart. You are not just building a company, you are building a new paradigm for what healing means. And you're doing it with different kind of courage, science, and soul that mindful leadership is all about. For my listener, everything about Code Health is at codehealthtop.com. In the brief of the podcast, their products, the podcast, their research, their story. Go explore. And I'm so grateful for this relationship. Go be curious. Remember what they just said, you're not broken. Your body has a code. And this woman have found a way to speak its language. I am saying this is Mindful Leadership Transforming Lives on Transformation Network. Join me every week and let's keep transforming lives. I will see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching Mindful Leadership Transforming Lives. With me, your host, Singh. We are honored to have you join us on this journey to explore the transformative power of mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and authentic leadership. Tune in every week on transformationtalkradio.com at noon Pacific on Tuesdays, where we will continue to explore how mindful leadership can create a ripple effect of positive changes in your life and lives of those you influence. This show is dedicated to helping you lead with purpose, presence, and passion. Whether you're navigating the complexities of business, building stronger connection with your team, or striving to make a meaningful impact in the world around you. To learn more about the show, access additional resources, or dive deeper, visit singhpowerupcoach.com. Remember, leadership isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. Let's continue to transform lives together, one mindful moment at a time. See you next week.